Hello everyone, and welcome to my 4th league race with Apex Racing League, and I'm at Silverstone in my Ferrari, and you join me on my out lap for my qualifying lap then. So as you can see, I've already done a time, top right there, my best is 29.8, and I'm just going on for another lap now. This is my 2nd attempt, and this is my fastest lap of qualifying, so let's see if I can beat it then. Well, I've just told you I can beat it. Let's see how much I can beat it by. So I had to shut my DRS there around that last corner. Usually I can keep it open all the way around there, but I couldn't quite manage it. Manually shutting it then for this fast right-hander. Did get a little bit wrong. I had to correct it a couple of times. Wasn't a brilliant call. It probably lost me a couple of tenths there. So breaking down now, right down into this very slow section. It's important to carry a lot of speed through here, or as much speed as you can. Getting DRS open as early as you can and activating your KERS. I use about 40% or so coming out of that corner. So coming down now. Then down the straight, and we're going to get a sector 1 time. I'm a 10th up on my previous, nearly 3 tenths down on Onage, who's currently fastest. He's done a 29.2. I have achieved that time in practice, a 29.2, but no better. That's pretty much my personal best, so I can beat him. It's just unlikely, but there we go. Still pushing hard. I'm a 10th up anyway on my 29.8, so let's see if I can make any time up in the middle sector then. Get very close to cutting the corner there. Didn't quite manage it though, luckily. But you have to commit to that corner, otherwise you're just fantastically slow. So coming now then through this very, very high speed section. Very tricky to get right. Carry a lot of speed through there, but when you do, it goes well, like it has done there. Not fantastically though. I was lost that 10th that I gained, so I'm only 2/100ths of a second up now, 4 tenths down on Onage now then, so only lost another 10th and a bit to him in that middle sector. So coming to the final sector now then, let's see if I can get any of that time back. Breaking right down into first gear then, trying to carry as much speed as possible. Coming around now then, the final corner, yellow flag up ahead, but not worried about that. What's going to be? It's a 29.7, so 1.1 tenths up on my fastest. So it wasn't a fantastic lap, it was an alright lap. Enough for second place anyway. Reasonable amount, well, 4 tenths to the next guy, and half a second off Onage, who is my teammate. So we see a couple of shots of Silverstone there. I will mention now that Onage is actually in a Marussia for this race, but he is my teammate as a Ferrari driver. He selected the wrong car, but since it's all on equal, it wouldn't actually make a difference. So I have a look now at my strategy. Think about going to lap 11, but I stick with lap 10. So starting on the options, going to lap 10 on the primes. And keeping my fuel strategy on cautious. So there we go, there's Onage, as I just said, in a Marussia for this race only, by an accident. So I should mention Ben qualified in 4th, 1.5 seconds down on Onage. So reasonable amount down, but he was on the prime tyres, as you just saw briefly there. So 5 lights then, and we're away from the line. So straight to mixture once again. Get a lot of wheel spin off the line. It didn't mean to, but by the time I'd done it, it was a bit too late. So using all of my KERS then, up alongside Onage, can I get him into the first corner? No, I back out of it and take it a bit easy. I didn't want to take him off there. In practice, I had run wide in that corner a few times, so I was taking it a little bit easy. Breaking down then, having a little look up the side of Onage, but don't quite manage it. And once again, having a little look. Ooh, didn't quite touch him there. Might have touched him due to the lag, but didn't look like I touched him on my screen, so it's gone okay. I've already used all my KERS, so still that rich mixture though, hoping to get in a slipstream and gain a bit on him. Dive at the inside perhaps, but no. Think better of it. Zone just went a little bit wide there. But I'm now in a slipstream. It's very, very slow at Silverstone with that slipstream. With the slipstream, I mean when you're in their dirty air, sorry. When you're in the dirty air, so when you're close to the car in front, you lose a lot of downforce, particularly around these sort of corners, high speed corners, but didn't lose too much there as he ran a little bit wide in front of me. So still very close then. Still very much race on. Let's see if I can get him then coming into the next long straight. Oh, probably not. I'm going to have to keep a very tight line there and run it right out wide. Didn't want to be doing that. Had to create a bit of oversteer as I get out on the grass there. So I let him get away a little bit, but not a lot. 1.2 back to Bishop Banter behind me then. Going to standard mix now then straight away. Don't want to waste too much fuel. Ooh, so I run very, very wide there. Didn't want to be doing that. Didn't cost me too much time, but if I nailed that corner, I probably would have been right on Onage now because he ran wide as well. But there we go. So coming now then onto the second lap. To 39.3 for my first lap. Going to rich mixture once again. Sniffing some DRS on Onage. Ooh, so I cut that corner a little bit there. Oh, I run wide though and get some grass on my tyres, so it wasn't to any advantage. And that's going to slow me down in this corner. But not in this corner because my outside wheel there is nice and clean. Ooh, get a bit of oversteer on the exit there. Get a bit of wheel spin on the go and lose the rear end ever so slightly. So coming now then down the straight, going to get first sector time. Obviously it'll be fastest, as again we had a standing start. So 1.5 down on ownage, and if you recall from previous races though, his gap is broken. So every lap he'll gain, I worked out, I can't quite remember how much it was, I think it was between 1 and 2 tenths per lap. His gap will gain even if his car doesn't. So that means towards the end of the race he can actually, if I'm ahead of him, the gap can actually say a negative number, so it could say -2 seconds even if I'm in front of him. So it's a bit strange, a bit frustrating because we don't get a proper gap, but we can just do it visually for this one. So using the rest of my curves down this long straight then. I'll just take the time now to apologise that this video is a little bit late. I do try and get it up either Tuesday or Wednesday for when there's a race on Sunday, but I've had a few problems processing. I started using MSI Afterburner instead of Fraps to record this video, so had a few problems processing it, as the I use Premiere Pro to edit the videos, and unfortunately that wasn't having the format that I recorded it in, so I had to play around a little bit, but it's all sorted now. Managed to sort it all out, so that's good. So only just a fast lap of the race then, a 34.7 compared to my 35.3, so he was 8 tenths up on me there. So that's very quick indeed. So let's see then if I can cut the corner a little bit there again. Once again got on the curb a bit too much. Pushing very hard trying to catch ownage, but I don't want to do it via cheating. Just pushing hard and trying to get the best line possible right on the limits. Sometimes you accidentally exceed those limits. So 4 seconds now though up on Bishop Banter, so that's good. Pulled out a bit of a gap on him. Not too worried about him at this stage, especially if we can keep pulling out that much time on the guys behind. So at the moment then, it would be a Ferrari 1-2, except for, as I mentioned previously, only just gone for a Musha by an accident. But we'll call it a Ferrari 1-2 effectively. So we've got 5 laps then, spare fuel at the moment. There's 26 laps of this race with 3 laps in, so plenty of fuel left. 5 more laps than I need, so effectively means I can use rich mixture for 5 laps. So that's good. So a little bit up my previous then. Consistency is what I've got at the moment, but only isn't. Ooh, so I run very wide there once again. Couldn't get on the throttle as early as what I liked, and just had to steer a bit too much into that corner. That was not a good corner there at all. So still on rich mixture then, still desperately trying to get inside the DRS zone of ownage, but I think I'm a little bit too far back, unfortunately. So lap 4 then, and we skip to lap 8. As you can see, he has gained some on me, but not too much. He's gained another second or 2 on me, considering it's been a whole nother, lap 9 now, a whole nother 5 laps. It's not a lot he's gained on me, but I never quite managed to get in the DRS zone in the laps we've just missed there. But 6.7 back to Bishop there. But Ben is now in 4th. He had a bit of a problem on the start. Lost a few places, but he's now worked his way all the way up to 4th position. So he'll be having a go at Bishop in a minute. But I'm just concentrating on the guy in front of me there. So I'm now taking to using rich mixture on the straights and standard mixture in the corners. So the 2 big long straights I'll be using rich, and everywhere else I'll be using standard. So apparently 4.4 back to ownage, but I expect there's probably been at least a second he's gained with his gap glitch, so it's probably about 3 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, somewhere on there. So I'm now having to watch my front left tyre. Unfortunately you can't see the tyre wear graphic there, but my front left tyre is quite badly worn relative to the rest of the tyres. So it means through all these right-handers, sorry, where I'm using the outside tyre a lot. So I go to Richmond then, as I mentioned earlier. I'm having to take it a little bit easy to try not to wear the tyres too much, so I can stay out a little bit longer. So going to standard mix now once again, as I said, just going to rich for the straights. As ownage pits then, ownage pits. This could be an advantage. He could be very slow on his cold primes, so I'm going to have to push very hard as I lock my inside wheel though. And that slows me right down, so that's pretty much just negated any advantage I could have got, unfortunately. But I've gone to rich mixture now then. So you can see there on the right hand side, look. My front left, as I mentioned, is very worn. Run wide on the grass again. Taking that curb on the inside tends to push my car out wide, so it's not advised. So in first now then, not on merit unfortunately, as only just pitted, but still pushing very hard now, as Bishop is still in second and Ben is still behind him. So looks very close if we look on the minimap when they come into view. Behind me there. There's a Williams just ahead of me there. Not sure who that is. Oh, just disappeared. That's a strange one. Not sure what happened there. Some sort of glitch or lag. Very, very strange. Just disappeared completely. It's not like he's jumped ahead, or if he has, he's jumped miles ahead. How strange. But there we go. No one in front of me now then. As we watch the minimap then, hoping to see Bishop and Ben behind me. Can't quite see them still in this high-speed section. Might come into view any minute now. Ooh, as I run very wide there. Absolute no grip now from that front left tyre. I need to pit. I'm going to need to pit this lap. That's asking me to anyway, but you can see it's very red. It's very worn. Need to pit 4 new tyres on this corner. Let's see. Ooh, I'm going to go into 3rd gear and still can't quite make the corner. Wow, absolute no grip from that front left tyre now then. So coming into the pits for a brand spanking new set of the prime tyres. And as always, going to Lee mixture. So lost connection to RX there. He wasn't actually racing, he joined late, so he wasn't racing anyway. But he's now left. I'm not sure if you can spectate or not, but obviously got bored of that. So, ooh, very nearly get held up by that. Williams behind me there. Another half a second slower, and I'd have been held up by him, so a little bit lucky there. As someone should have taken me there. Possibly Ben, I don't think it was Onage. Here he comes. This looks like Onage. So it looks like he's comfortably got past me there, unfortunately. In fact, it looks like if anything he's gained on me. Yeah, well, he hasn't gained on me at the moment, but I've got cold tyres and he's got nice warm tyres, so I should imagine he will have gained on me, unfortunately. There we go. Let's see then. So rich mixture then. Going to be pushing very hard, trying to get these tyres warmed up nice and quickly. Trying to gain a bit on Onage as David there is behind me in 5th. So down in 4th then, so there's 2 people in front of us that haven't pitted yet. One of them's Ben. I'm not sure who the other one is actually. Possibly Bishop Banter, who, as I mentioned previously, was just ahead of Ben. But we'll see on that in a moment. So down in 4th at the moment, but not too worried about that. So lap 11 then of 26. My best is still a 34.8, but I've got a brand new set of tyres now, so hoping to improve that. So hopefully going to see what Onage can do now on this next lap on these tyres. Oh, as I get on the curve a little bit too much there. Been a bit messy on these cold tyres. So the lap's already well into the 30s, so not going to be on this lap, but of course it is an out lap. More to do with warming your tyres than it is to getting a good lap in. So apparently 6.3 to Onage now, but again, can't really fully rely on that gap. So breaking down now into the final sector to start a fresh new lap in just a second. So Onage does look visibly further away though. I've lost, I would say, probably a few seconds on that lap with his warm tyres flying round, and I just can't do the same with my cold tyres. Indeed, a 34.3, so about half a second faster than my fastest. So not all that much faster, but I expected just getting into the swing of things. Just getting used to it. These brand new tyres, so using some of my curves then on the exit. So 3 laps spare of fuel at the moment. On lap 12, so we're just coming up to halfway now. In this lap, it'll be halfway through the race. So 24 seconds up on my previous lap there. So obviously that was pitted on the last lap, which is where that's come from. So 6.9 to Onage. Let's watch that gap, see if he can pull it out further. He should be able to, since, like I said, he's got his glitch, but let's see if he can pull it out by more than that, or if I can gain it on. I've definitely gained on him, so these tyres definitely feel a lot better now. They're nice and warm. Let's see if I can put in my fastest lap of the race at all, or not. So coming down now then, I believe it's Wellington Straight, is it, or Hanger? I think it says Hanger Straight. I think Wellington Straight is the one in this middle of the circuit. Could be wrong. I'm sure you'll tell me if I am, but I believe this is Hanger Straight. So coming to the final sector now then, we'll get a lap time in just a moment, in about 10 seconds time. About 5 seconds actually, less than that now. So coming to the line, what's it going to be? It is a 34.5, so I do manage to improve my time, only a few tenths off Onage there. So we now skip a few laps and see a much darker sky. It is forecast to rain at the end of the race, but it shouldn't rain hard enough to affect the race, hopefully. Lap 19 we skip forward to then. Oh, it's only just gone out wide there. Only just made a mistake. And I can tell you that actually Onage did turn in too early with the extra grip he got from his tyres and the fuel coming off. Had a bit of lag, didn't see he was heading towards the wall, hit the wall and flew out wide, damaged his front wing. So he's now behind me, so that's given me the lead of the race and a reasonable distance back to Ben. But although Ben has now pitted for a set of the option tyres, so I'm expecting him to be faster than me. But he's only got about 7 laps to do something, so I'm hoping that he's not quite going to have the pace. He's got 7 seconds, so he needs to get over a second a lap on me. Hopefully that's not possible, but as you can see there, only just split time there. 0.5 apparently, minus 0.5 he is, which in theory would mean he's half a second ahead of me, but we know he's not. You know he's quite a considerable distance behind me now, so unfortunate for Onage there, my teammate, but good for me. It's gifted me the lead of the race. At this stage, all I need to do now is make sure I can hold the gap off to Ben. So I believe hanger straight, as I mentioned before. Not too sure it's either Wellington or hanger. I believe it's hanger. 2 tenths down on my previous, but that's not too bad. It's reasonably close to my previous lap. So 33.8 is now my fastest lap. So 6 seconds then it is now to Ben. So he's getting quite a bit in that middle sector alone. I need to watch that time. He's now needs less than a second a lap to catch me before the end. So I need to start pushing a little bit harder and try and keep that gap. So 33.8 then, so pretty close to my best. So 33.4 is now my best. We come now on to lap 23. Ben has continued to gain on me in the meantime. He's now only 2.6 back from me, but there's only 3 laps left to go. So, well, 4 laps actually, including this one. So he should be on me before the end, unfortunately, but I'm just going to have to try and defend and see if I can stay ahead of him. So 2 laps spare of fuel though, so hopefully he hasn't got much fuel left. But I certainly have 2 laps left, I have. So I've gone to Rich now. That should hopefully see me to the end. Going to Rich mixture at this point. So let's see the gap to Ben now. It was 2.6 I believe. It's now 2.5. So he hasn't really gained anything on me in that middle sector, luckily. Well, not luckily, skillfully. Coming into the middle sector now then, using a bit of my KERS. So starting to push really very hard now. I don't want him to catch me. If he does catch me, I'm going to try and defend, but ooh, as I turn in way too early there, get loads of grass on my tyres and pushes me right out wide. That is not the fastest way around that corner. Not the fastest way at all. So I did cut the corner, but I got grass on all 4 of my tyres, which is not fast. So did not gain any advantage there at all. Lost a lot of time, in fact. So turned in way too early, but by the time I turned in, it's a bit too late to correct anything, so just had to deal with it. So 1.2 back to Ben then. He's gained, I've only lost half a second in that middle sector, but he's gained about a second on me, over a second on me in that middle sector. So he seems very quick in the middle sector with his tyres. But I need to just try and defend him now. He's probably going to be in my DRS zone, or in the DRS zone this lap. He might not be there if I can push hard enough to keep him out. I've gone to standard mix in an attempt to save some fuel, but I've now gone to Rich to try and keep him out in the DRS zone. So I touched the curb there, but managed to avoid corner cutting, which is good. Braking down now then, braking very late to try and keep out of my DRS zone. Not sure if I managed it. We'll have a look in just a second when the DRS is activated. There's the activation line. So using my normal amount of KERS, not going to bother wasting any KERS. He's very close to me now, only 3 laps left to go, so I need some good defending to keep him behind me. So going to standard mix now, we're at the end of the straight. 6/1000ths down on my previous lap, so very consistent there. It's only 0.6 behind me now, so well inside the DRS zone. So luckily though, as I mentioned previously, you do lose a lot of grip following a car on this track, as it's a lot of high speed, high downforce corners. So I'll take a couple of stabs at that corner, turned in too early and still actually got a bit too much on the curb, more than I would like anyway. So coming now then into these faster corners, only just since pitted for a set of option tyres and a new front wing, is now posting fast laps of the race at 31.7. Very good, as Ben's very close behind me now then. Lucky I did save a bit of my KERS. He's very close behind me, and I'm sticking right to the inside of the track, not going to let him even sniff up the inside. Luckily he doesn't. I move over on him, give him enough room to go on the outside if he wanted to, but I'm not going to give him the entire track to... Ooh, as he hits me from the behind there. He's suddenly hit the rev limiter, as you heard. Once again, give him a little bit of room. Not so much that he's comfortable, but a little bit of room, enough to squeeze the car through if he's feeling brave. So crossing the line now then, 2 more laps to go. So 2 laps to go to defend from Ben. He's very close behind me though. He's got fresher tyres. Don't know what his fuel level's like, but I expect he's got some fuel left. Not sure how much though. I'm sure he can at least manage standard mixture towards the end, so he's not going to be slow in the straights anyway. So coming now, and oh, there's a lock me inside tyre, let Ben alongside me, going straight to Rich then. Straight to Rich, going to use my curves, he's alongside me. So stop using my curves there, think about it for a minute, get into slipstream and use it as soon as I'm in a slipstream. So counteracting his DRS with some curves. And I'm going to have a look at the inside. I do outbrake him just about on the inside, I'm alongside him, then into this corner, but he's still alongside me, and he's going to have the inside line now as he gives me a bit of a shove there, out wide. So I'm still right on him though, just touches rear end there. And I believe he probably have a bit of curves left since he was so slow down that last straight with DRS. Very close behind him. As I dive at the inside now, have a go at the inside. Don't want to make it easy for Ben, don't want to let him pull away at all. So I'm alongside him now, but he's pulling out on me there unfortunately. I believe that's probably curves he's just used. Going to stay right alongside him now though. Not right alongside him, right with him, sorry, as much as I can. So trying to desperately scramble all over the curb to try and get out of his dirty air zone, but he's pulling away from me there. He must have some curves left. So I'm rich mixture now though. I can afford to be on rich for this whole next lap I believe. So that's good. Hopefully he can't. Hopefully he's going to have to go to standard and I'm going to have a bit of advantage in the straights, but I need it because he has got more grip from his tyres. So I'm in second place now then. Coming into the final lap. So it looks like he's locked his tyres, but I don't think he did. Some drops of rain come down there now. That's not going to affect us anymore unless it really chucks it down, but I doubt it. So then in his slipstream, coming into the first corner. I'm at the moment 7/10 back. I should hopefully be able to get DRS on him. So coming now then down into the DRS detection point. Yes, I'm well within his DRS zone. Need to not make the same mistake coming into this next corner. So I do indeed break nice and early, get a nice tight line. So he's able to pull a little bit out of me there. I've got DRS though. Let's see if I can make any sort of impact. I've only used my usual 30% or so of curves. Trying to save it for later on the lap. I'm hoping he's used it down this straight, so I'm going to have advantage later on the lap. But I got plenty close stuff to him there though. He did defend, so I just went to the outside. 8/10 up my previous end. It's been a very good last lap. Ooh, as I can feel my front end just sliding across the track there. I didn't have any front end grip there due to the air coming off the back of his car, but in his slipstream now. Gaining on him little bit by little bit. He's gone a little bit wide there. That's giving me a bit of an advantage. Not a lot, but it's giving me a little bit of time. So I'm getting close to him now then. Pretty close to him. This is going to be my last chance, is this next straight. So coming now then into this final corner. Need to get a good exit, but oh no, is it so? I've run it right out wide. That's pretty much gifted Ben the win. I didn't have much grip, as I said, losing grip off the back of his car in his dirty air. And unfortunately, that lost me front end grip, and I was trying to get my throttle down like I would have done normally, and it just pushed me wide. Knew I had the curves left, but I did need to be close to him to be able to use it. So no. Looks like Ben's won this race, unfortunately for me. But there we go. Did a 33.8, I believe it was, on the final lap there. So there we go. Ben's beat me only by a few seconds, but he has managed to beat me just about. I think it was a clever strategy there from Ben to start on the prime tyres and go to the options. He meant he had a lot of pace over me. He must have been pretty similar pace towards the beginning of the race. When I was on the options, he was on the primes, and then towards the end they had a lot more grip being on the option tyres. So there we go then. I tried my best. I only came second, unfortunately. A little bit unfortunate for ownage there, down in 7th place. But there we go. So this is what the championship looks like now then. I've now moved up to 3rd place. It's not much consolation though, as I'm now 52 points behind Ben. So my championship dreams are fading away, as he's now got a reasonable amount. We're not quite halfway in the season yet, I don't believe. German Grand Prix is next, which is the 10th race and halfway through the season. But me and Jerome Queequel there, who is ownage, are on same points. So it should be a pretty good fight between us two anyway. But it looks like Ben's got a pretty good advantage now coming into the second half of the season. So there we go then. There is a race this Sunday, as I mentioned just a second ago. It is the German Grand Prix. So looking forward to that one and hoping I can get the win. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.